All right, here we go again. So, I'm on Facebook and I'm on this forum where grown men debate who's the better superhero. And this one dude broke down like he probably could have been a professor at a university talking about how Batman is the best superhero in DC. So I respectfully disagree. Now I'll give Batman credit. He is extremely smart. He he made the Batmobile, the Batjet, the Batbike, you name it, he made it. And it also comes to show if you have the money and the means to do so, you could literally fund everything. So he's also very influential in a way because he sort of keeps other superheroes in line. He also goes out of his way to discover a weakness for everyone if, knock on wood, if they ever decided to go rogue or get brain controlled or what happened, like Superman with his kryptonite. Now, the reason why I disagree that Batman is the best superhero, because one of the leading arguments is that he sways people to not cross that line. And I get that. I mean, you don't want to take a life. But if you think about it though, Batman doesn't want to take a life. I get that. I respect that. But here's the thing. Police officers, if they have to, they have to take a life. If all else fails, ideally, in a perfect world, if all else fails, a police officer has to take a life. If I, for example, held someone hostage with a deadly weapon, and if I don't comply, the police last resort would be to take me out. So you have the Flash, you have Superman, you have Wonder Woman, you have Green Lantern, you have Martian Manhunter, you have, I think his name is Mr. Atom or Atomic Atom, or he used to be in the Air Force, and then I guess some type of science experiment went wrong, and now he controls atoms on a molecular level. Then there's Shazam. Then there's Black Canary. There's Green Arrow, there's Robin, the list could literally go on. He convinces all those people to not go the extra mile. And what I'm trying to get at is you have a psychopath like Joker. Joker is the prime example of taking a person out because he's literally too dangerous for society. You can, every comic, every remake of Batman has its own storyline because of Flash and the multiverse. So there's multiple different Earths with multiple different timelines. But in all those timelines, in all those different Earths and parallel universes, Joker is always doing some messed up stuff. And Batman does the right thing. He does the right thing. And then Joker escapes through force or manipulation or some type of intellect. Joker escapes. And Joker puts thousands, maybe millions of lives at danger just to get Batman to snap. Now, imagine if, which will never happen, but hypothetically, say if I was a criminal and I put fear into people's lives by constantly robbing banks or blowing up hospitals or taking someone hostage. And this one cop that's dedicated to his job always finds a way to arrest me, never to kill me, but he always finds a way to arrest me. And then I find a way to get out of prison again, and I do the same thing. Don't you think that, which is why the death penalty exists, so to say? You know, there are things that are placed in society that we don't agree with, but it is for the greater good. So, I guess you could say the death penalty has its merits. And in the DC universe, the police officers, whether it's in Metropolis, Gotham, Silver City, you name it, the police officers use their guns. They have to take the villain down. But then you have a superhero that intervenes and says, no, don't kill, or whatever, or they capture the criminal and they give them to police custody, leaving that criminal or villain alive, only so they could escape and do the same thing again. But the police in the DC universe, they know that they have to unalive these people. So when Batman lets Joker out and he's constantly doing the same thing over and over again, only for Batman to play into Joker's game and to put him back into Arkham Asylum, Batman, knowing fully well that there's for some Harry Potter, Narnia, Lord of the Rings magical reason that Joker's going to escape and do it again. Batman knows this. So why doesn't Batman do everyone a favor and put Joker to rest. When uh I don't know if it's Dick Grayson but it was Batman's first sidekick, Robin, I believe, where Joker killed Robin, and Ra's al Ghul, or is it Vandals? Yeah, Ra's al Ghul take Robin's body, put him in a Lazarus pit, bringing Robin back to life. Robin is now extremely pissed off that Batman indirectly, because Batman tried, but still, indirectly, Batman allowed Robin to die. Because if Batman did the right thing, Robin wouldn't turn into the Red Hood. When the Red Hood came back into town, Batman and Batman's new Robin had a little skirmish, and Batman's like, this dude knows every move that I do, and there's only one person who knows how to cut my wire with a certain metal, so it has to be this person. And when Red Hood had that skirmish, he was also taking over Gotham's underground and controlling how crime is being dealt. So in our world, you have people, there's drug trafficking, human trafficking, people are doing drugs near schools and all that stuff, which is a no-no. Red Hood single-handedly took all these mob bosses and told them, like, if you're going to sell drugs here. Crime rate went down, the whole entire thing. And here comes Batman ruining everything. The crime rate went down because of the Red Hood. Even though he took over all the mob bosses' job and still let them manage their own territory, he still put the crime rate from rape, drugs, murder, all that down. And then Batman comes and messes it up because of his, I'm going to call it an ego at this point. Frankly, I think most of the villains wouldn't be around if Batman didn't exist. So in my opinion, Batman is far from the best superhero, because in my opinion, he's an accomplice to everything that happened in Gotham, especially with Joker. It shouldn't be Batman and Robin. It should be Batman and Joker. That's what the title should be. That's what it should be called. Batman and Joker. And then, on top of everything, Batman has a son I forgot his name. But Batman's son was raised by the League of Assassins, which Ra's al Ghul controls. And Ra's al Ghul has a has a daughter, which Batman and his daughter did the hanky panky and had a son. And while Batman is being a creep and staring over on the streets of Gotham like some type of gargoyle, his son is being trained by assassins. And he finally, I forgot how it went, but he gets custody of his son somehow. You know, I think his mom just was like here, and Batman's son is like, fights a perp, and he takes out a sword, and he was about to chop this guy's head off, and Batman's like, no, and then his son is like, but what if he'll do it again? And then, Batman on his high horse is like, oh, that's not for us to decide. We can't control other lives, this and that, so on and so forth. And I'm thinking like, dude, you went through two Robins. Your son is your third Robin. One got killed because of your negligence. You screwed around with his girlfriend, got her pregnant, Batgirl. Yeah, that happened. You know, and you're talking about morals. Like, who are you? Again, Batman is not the best superhero. I would say Shazam or Superman are the best superheroes because Shazam is pretty much a child in a man's body. Between the ages of 6 to 13 years old, I would say. Children around that age are relatively innocent and aren't tainted by their parents' mind games or the world in general. So I guess you could take a kid and make him a superhero. That kid will undoubtedly make the right choice every time. Morally, he would morally make the right choice every time. Batman wouldn't do that. Batman is an a-hole. He slept with Catwoman, Batgirl, Superman's girlfriend, Wonder Woman, Black Canary. That I think that was a Green Arrow's girlfriend, and he just don't care. He, like, fuck Bat. Oh my, sorry, but screw that guy. Oh my god, I could go all day on Batman. But Superman, he's also a good character because he holds back. Superman holds back. First off, Superman, everyone knows this, he crash landed on Earth and he was raised on a farm with two loving parents. Those parents gave him the best nurturing that any parent could possibly give. So Superman not growing up in a broken home definitely a help, because if Superman didn't grow up in a fixed home, then we'll probably have a whole different Superman. But since he did grow up in a stable home, we have the Superman that we have now. And upon discovering his powers, he realized that he's essentially a living weapon. And no matter what happens, Superman does the right thing. Superman is practically human because he loves like everyone else. He's sad like everyone else, and he doesn't put people in harm's way like Batman does, like taking on like superheroes, like. And Superman on a constant basis always wants to do the right thing. When Darkseid, a true villain, a true entity of evil, like there's Lex, there's Joker, then there's Darkseid. Like those three are like you can't let those guys have momentum. If they have momentum, then it's all over. Oh, and Brainiac too. But when Superman was facing Darkseid, and Darkseid was pretty much revealing his evil scheme on how he's going to either eliminate Earth or control Earth and enslave human race, Superman was like, I was holding back. So Superman holds back on his enemies. Batman knows how much of a threat Superman could be, which is why he has kryptonite. Now, like I said, there's multiple comics, multiple Earths, multiple timelines. So one timeline, Batman discovers that Superman is weak to kryptonite. In another timeline, the original timeline from when I was a kid, from what I remember, is that Superman gave Batman kryptonite in case if he needs to be stopped, But Superman is like the Second Amendment, and Batman is like the government. Superman will do anything and everything to protect what's sacred. The government will try to step in and take away Superman so we could rely on the government, where the government won't help us. They'll help others like them, billionaires, for example, but they're not really vested in us. They're invested in our money. So, Superman, there has been a few occasions where Superman had to unalive someone. Then Batman is like, oh, we don't do that. Like, no, bro, you don't do that. There is no we. I do it. I hold back because I think of the people that aren't like me, like my mom and my dad. You do it because, respectfully, you don't want people ending up like your mom or dad. So now that this guy is away permanently, we won't have to hear from him again. So, Shazam and Superman. Then I would say Flash. Then Martian Manhunter. Then Green Lantern. And maybe Wonder Woman after that. And I'm only saying Wonder Woman because she has her own justice too, but her justice is for women, not the whole entire human race. And she became part of the Justice League because of she had nothing better to do when she was on the island with a bunch of other women. So, yeah. Fuck Batman.